How's my hair? Am I good?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we're on it? We're good? Okay. Welcome y'all. Welcome y'all to Local Artists. I am Prono B1. And okay, I try to think of a slogan to do in the beginning of these, but I can't think of nothing. I'm clueless. But okay, so yes, we are here with the legend. The first interview of 2020. I was very excited for this. I've been geeking out all day. We are here with the legend himself.
608.
608Trayce. Formerly known as Lil Chief. I had to keep saying that. Like I had to keep typing it everywhere because
if you know Lil Chief, then you a real fan. You a real one.
See, like, and that's the thing. Like, cause I met you when you were Lil Chief back, like all the years being like,
the beginnings of Lil Chief.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I always bring up this story every time I see you because I just like reminiscing with like, like old shit.
Yeah.
Like
how we met.
Yeah, bro. Like the day at the skate park, cause like so many people were there, and then all of a sudden you just came out of nowhere. That big. I always remember that big ass Charlotte Hornets jersey, like baggy ass pants.
Yep.
I think you had some Vans and some Nikes on.
Yep.
But like,
sounds right.
The energy was there. Like the second that you showed up, you were shaking everybody's hand like, yo, what's good? What's everybody? What's up with everybody?
Yep.
And like you even shook my hand. I didn't even know you.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's up? And then you just started skating and killing it. And then I think I was like, bro, you're tight as fuck. Like, what the fuck? Like, and then you told me you rapped and shit. And then you took me to your car, and then you gave me a CD out the trunk.
Yeah. Because I mean, first and foremost, when we're at the skate park, like that was our land. So we know the faces that are there every day and the faces that aren't. And I seen you, and I was just like, I'm one of the people who likes to make it known, like, that I recognize your existence. Mm-hmm. Like, like, when people come around, like, even if I'm not supposed to directly interact with them, I'm like, what's up? What's good? It's like, I like to recognize other, gods in flesh form.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's really all it is. Like,
straight up. But it was the White Boy Chronicles that I gave you, I'm pretty sure, which it was my second mixtape ever.
That was your second mixtape?
Yeah.
What was the first one?
Chief 1.
Chief 1? How did it, like, where's your start right there? Like, how did that go? Like, how'd that go about? Like,
how'd what go? Like, Chief 1?
Like, I would say, like, how was the process of you making your first mixtape?
Yeah, so originally, me and my best friend at the time, Bilal Hammett.
Shout out.
Bilal's been missing now since 2011. Yeah. It's been a long time. It's been like 9 years now, but that was my best friend. That was the first person I started recording music with, and we used to take Rhonda. She was the mom of one of our friends. She lived over on Portland in Beloit, and we used to plug headphones in, like an Xbox headphones or just regular headphones, and we would plug it in the microphone jack in the back. Like, they had the little green one and the little pink one.
Okay.
One was for headphones, one was for microphone. But we would take the headphones and plug them into microphone. Ooh. And then you can actually use the headphones as a two-way speaker.
Oh, really?
So we would rap into the headphone. We would play beats on the CD player in the background.
Oh, okay.
And then we would plug the headphone in, and then we'd hold it up to our face, and we'd rap while the beats were going. So it would pick up the beat in the back. It was the shittiest recordings ever.
Hey, but at least it was something.
But
that's dope.
but
like,
literally,
that's a creative ass way to do it. Like,
technically, the first like shit I ever did was like on that shit. Like, we made like an underground mixtape that I still have it, but I would never show it to anybody because
why not?
Because it's terrible, and we were gangbanging hard as fuck on that shit, and we were just
we
were just youngins, wild, and it was terrible. It was so trash. But there was some funny shit in there and whatever, But that basically led me, like, Bilal kept going back and forth to jail and shit, so I was just like, as soon as I figured out we could record some shit, I was like, all right, now I, like, want to make it better. And then I remember at the time, in Beloit, it was a group of people making music. It was Rich Porter, it was Jovi Bags, especially Crush the OP, which is Brandon Anderson,
shout out,
Double R, Jabo, all these people, Dwight Miller, they were making music. Dwight Miller used to own Pretty Boy Studios.
Okay.
And they were making, and the music was like, sounded good quality. So I knew it was possible to achieve that. And that's all I ever wanted to achieve. Like, once I found out I could record, I was like, damn, this is cool. Like, we just needed to sound better.
True.
So then, I actually was we had this little trap house on Washburn, and the guys, Jovi Bags and his homies were in there recording. And, bro, that was the first time I ever, like, put the headphones on and, like, heard my voice coming back to me besides the shitty headphone shit.
Oh, okay, I understand that. Yep.
So I was literally like, wow, this sounds great. Like, I feel like I'm in a recording studio, whatever. And then like after that, I was just like, yo, Jovi, like what software are you using? Like what's the, because we used to use Audacity was the first one I ever used. It was a free audio recording software that was terrible. But then he told me this software called Magic. So I bought myself a little mic and the Magic software and put it in my granny's house in a little side room. And that was my first studio ever. And then I made a bunch of songs there. But like in order to learn it, because I was just figuring it out on my own, I actually got in tune with an engineer. If some of y'all know Lex Valadez, his brother Michael. Lex owns a tattoo shop.
Shout out Lex.
Yep. His brother Michael Valadez was like my mentor.
Okay.
He literally started recording me and like making me sound great.
Ooh, okay.
So like I had my little studio and I would like, you know, take what I learned from him and go back. But he was using Pro Tools at the time, so it was just like a bunch of like me working on my own shit and then but like getting mentored by him and he helped me record and mix my first mixtape, Chief One.
Ooh, okay, nice.
And
then
he also helped me do the White Boy Chronicles, which was the second one. And then my third mixtape, KO'd, was like he was like finishing up the process of teaching me how to do it on my own. Because then it's like that was a joint project between me and him. I did a lot of the mixing on that.
Okay.
He still did some of them. And then it's after that project, it was just like more and more all me.
Oh, nice, nice. Like, I feel like that's, even though you have to go through that process when you're first an artist, like, you know, using all like the free bogus softwares and all that stuff, like, I just still feel like that, like you need that at some point, because this transition from you going to the shitty software, you using that for like probably like close to a year or so, and then like showing yourself that you can do better, and then you actually like getting a better software, finding a producer, and then actually making you sound like how you want to. Like, you just always have to appreciate the shitty shit before you get to the big shit.
Yeah.
Like,
and I mean, let's be real, right? Like, how many of us are just like born into a situation where like we got some homies and they got a dope ass studio and they already got all the good shit, so we're like just blessed in. But it's like in reality, bro, a lot of us are just like from the bottom, bro. Like we don't have nothing, no one
say that
around
for the niggas
us.
in the back.
We're from Beloit, Wisconsin, bro.
Shout out to
35,000. Like,
oh my god,
there wasn't many people doing that, you know. And luckily for me, I was connected to some people that were doing it at a higher level, and that's what ultimately showed me that it was even possible in the first place. And then, like, when you want something so bad, like, you're going to do whatever you can to do it.
That's true. That's true.
And that teaches you a lot about yourself, and it just sets you up to, like, succeed later on down the road when you get better shit, you know?
Okay, so I would say my next question is, where did the name Lil Chief, like, if your first name Lil Chief, if that was your first name, where did that name come from?
Low-key, like, super low-key, it was not my first name.
Ooh, okay, then what was it? You gotta let us know.
The first shit I ever put out was under the name Easy Sweezy.
What? Oh! Hey, low-key, bro, if I would have heard that shit, I would have been like, hey, yo, drop that shit then, my nigga, like it is. He better be easy, my nigga.
Listen, I had my first shits on MySpace.
Okay.
And then I made a Lil Chief MySpace because like,
MySpace was the fucking bro.
It
man,
was.
That was SoundCloud before SoundCloud, boy.
We got some buzz off that because when I made my first mixtapes, there was nobody that had projects like that. There was like the older homies that I was looking up to.
Yeah.
And that's why I looked up to them, because I was on the same shit. But then like when I had projects, I was buzzing in Beloit, bro, because people didn't have mixtapes. Like now anybody can record at their crib and like make a mixtape.
True.
Now there's definitely levels to that quality, but back then it was like if you had some shit, you even had some shit, no matter what as long as it was better than shitty.
That is true.
You had some shit.
Yeah, you had something. You had at least some potential.
Most people did not have nothing. So, but yeah. So then I eventually changed it to Lil. You know, I went by that name for a very short time. I used to rap with Peter Nadinger, who Peter Nadinger does like paintings for like fucking like Mac Miller's family and fucking Kanye.
Hey, shout out, man.
Like Kanye follows him on Twitter and shit. Like,
that's amazing.
He's from Beloit, Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? Like we grew up together.
That's dope as hell.
And I started rapping with him like low key. While I was like rapping with Bilal, and that's when I had that name. But I was always like in a smoke circle and shit, like always like telling stories while I was smoking.
Yep.
Was always like, "Yo, Chief, you want to pass the blunt?"
Yeah.
So it kind of like graduated from just like me always holding the blunt in the session.
I'm very bad.
And then I went with the name Lil because I was the smallest person ever before I hit puberty. And even while I was hitting it, I was just like the growth was just like still there. I didn't grow till I was like 18. So
I feel that.
But yeah, that's how the name originated. And then there's like I had Native American background and shit, so I was just like, Chief, that's a cool vibe. I was like, I just put a Lil in front of it. I was like, bet, this me.
That's nice. That's nice. I like that. Like, at least you have a story with your name. Most people don't really even have like originally they just like think of one thing and just go with it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just cool because like I've always been a fan of getting like nicknames for people. Like, obviously it's cool to name yourself and obviously give your name, but
it's gotta happen naturally.
Exactly.
Though.
Like, and it's just dope that you ended up like making that your actual stage name, and then like, cause like there's an actual story and a meaning behind it.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, and like, it's just dope. It's just dope to hear that. Like, so like, would you say that with being a local artist, is it good to start the fan base or at least the startup of what you're doing in your own city because so you can get the love from the city first, or would you think it would be better for them to go to a place where it's actually blowing up in somewhere and then start working?
I'm gonna be honest, like I feel like you have to have years in a place to like really because like you need years to like move through the city and get to know people and the people that work at the restaurants and the clubs and the gas stations and the in the fucking department store and the boutiques and the whatever. So it's like, I ultimately feel like it's going to be so hard to set a foundation for yourself if you don't get a buzz going where you from first. Okay. Because like if no one knows you from where you from, like those are the people you went to school with. Those are the people that you worked with. Those are the people that your family and all them know. And it's all, it's like, so you have much more like solidification to like ground yourself in terms of like, like there's very few people I think in my home city that don't really know about me or know someone that knows me or whatever, and like, yeah, it's a small place, but it's still like at the end of the day, I'm from Wisconsin, bro. There's no one that's made it.
And that's what I'm saying,
as a
like
hip hop artist.
Exactly. Like that's what I feel like. Would you say that just because there hasn't been anyone that's blown up that big here, that's what makes it so as much as more special to be more known from where you live?
Absolutely. I've been dreaming about this shit since I was a kid.
Right.
Like I want to be that guy from Wisconsin, like that does it.
Yep.
Because I do.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like, because there's not a lot of people that, especially when you go through the transition of being a local artist, and at some point you might see the city not fuck with you as much, but you don't let that affect the way that like you don't let it affect that you're pushing it out still to these people, and you still want them to listen even though they either won't or they don't care.
Yeah. And I mean there was times where I was like dropping hella music and it was like whenever I'm dropping music, like the city's on it, and that's amazing. And then there was times where I was like not dropping much because I was like traveling all over and I was like I was like experiencing shit and like figuring out what direction I wanted to take my music in, like what was the next step for me. I feel that. And during those times, it definitely kind of felt like, damn, like, did people forget about me? Do people, like, there's always that. But then it's like, every time I drop some shit and I see how much people support it and shit, I'm just like, oh, like, I'm tripping, bro. Like, this is good. Like, the city go, it's like you build it, they'll come, bro.
Like, what was the first time? Well, okay, it's hard to remember that kind of stuff, but how did you say you felt when, like, say, like, you walk down, like, downtown Madison, down to Vallejo somewhere, like, you're like, oh, shit, that's Lil G, 608Trayce, yo, what's good, bro? Like, how did that make you feel when you first got that? Because I know you definitely have gotten that before, bro. Like,
it happens a lot.
Like, yeah, bro, like.
Yeah. And honestly, it's great. It's honestly super dope because it makes me, like, because we do music for ourselves, but we also do it for others.
Yeah, true.
So it's like sometimes you need that, like, that confirmation that, like, yeah, like the shit's still trickling, it's still going. Like all the music I've made up until this point, everything I've done up until this point is like people are still telling their friends and putting their friends on me, because a lot of these people I don't know, they're like, yo, you're Lil Chief, right? Or you're that guy that raps, right? And I was like, yeah. I love getting that shit. I seen your video, or I like your this song or whatever. And then it's like, damn, it's like, okay, these are people that I don't know that are recognizing.
Right? Like, it's just so amazing to get that, like, because I'm just now a little bit getting used to it, because there's some, like, there be some people that know me, I guess, and I don't know them. And it's like, I remember back in, like, a while ago, that shit was weird. Like, if a nigga know you and you don't know them, that shit was awkward. Like, shit. And now, like, just getting used to it, since obviously we have to be in the public eye since we're public figures. Yeah. It's just like, getting kind of used to that transition of like, hey, you so and so, right? And being like, yeah, why? Like now, like
it's cool. It's
like you got to be like, oh yeah, they're a fan probably, and you like, you know, like is that just. It's just weird having that transition to like, you know, because life's changing. Life changes when you obviously become one.
It's inspiring, man. It's like it lets you know that you're on the right track.
Ooh, I like I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Like, so I would say out of all of the projects you have made, which one has been your most favorite to make? Or like which one took like the most emotion out of you, like time out of you, like.
If that honestly. Kind of have them for different reasons, but
what's their? Hey, say them all, please.
Yeah, I mean, like Chief 1 was like it was my first project, so it was like just the fact that I had something that like sounded good and everything, like that was a great feeling, you know. And then like having it pressed up like in CDs and like that's how like my name started, like that's how why people know me.
Exactly,
like,
exactly.
You know, like I was always with my skater homies or whatever, but like once I dropped that project, bro, and like.
He said,
and I passed out so many CDs,
up, like,
bro. I couldn't even
count. Like a roller
count.
coaster. It is.
Like, but honestly, Chief 2, which was the last mixtape that I put out before I dropped my first album, It Be Like That. Chief 2 was really fun because I cut it in my grandmother's basement.
Okay.
And it had all of my homies on it, like all my homies, all the 420 crew, like all the original 420 crew, like Matt Nemitz, the director of the You a Legend video and shit, like he rapped on that shit, like those. It was my boy. It was me and the guys in the basement, and it was all engineered by me. I chopped up all the audio, I mixed it all down. Like, and I was just like doing that shit, like trapping, like out my grandma's. I was just like,
because I remember
hella weed out the back while I was cutting that. Like, even in one of the songs, it's like, you know, like someone's knocking at the door and recording the newest shit. It's just like it was an experience, bro. And
I like that.
It was like the most organic, homegrown, like, you know, me and the squad in Granny's basement in our hometown, and it sounded good because I had already dropped like 5-6 projects and gained all that experience. From, you know, so I was starting to get good at what I do.
Exactly.
And the raps were on point, and it was just, it was fire. I like that tape a lot.
Oh, ooh, that's nice. Like, it's good that at least you had a journey during the making of that.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I'm just a big personal fan of stories when people do shit. Like, if you can, like, if you have a long like way of it, like an explanation of the time and emotion that you put into something and what you went through to do it, and like especially if it was crazy and it was like out of box and you actually like went through some shit while you did it, bro, like talk about it, bro, like that's dope. Like everybody loves to hear it. Like that's why I do this, because I want to
see why people do what they do,
right? And like it's always amazing to see them do it. Like it's like especially either if you can see it firsthand or through a video, it's just like amazing to see the artist at work and see what they're doing. Like it's always beautiful to see that.
Inspiration is like my god fuel. Like that's what like pushes me to do everything. It's just like being inspired by other cool humans and like what they're doing, you know, and myself and what I'm doing. Like, you know, like to the reason that I really like started playing music, like not like just producing and shit. Let us know. But like playing music, it's just that feeling of like watching a live band perform, right? And they're just, that guitar solo comes in, he's just fucking, and it's in the middle of the set, and it's the climax, he's just going crazy, and he's just like playing his heart out. You can just tell like he's just channeling some special kind of energy. And then it's like coming to you in vibrational form, and it's just fucking your whole life up.
Exactly.
In a good way.
I feel you.
Like,
I feel you.
You're just like playing the emotional chords of your soul, bro. And it's like, I love it when they do that to me, bro. Like that's the best feeling ever.
Yeah, bro.
And it's like, so I want to give people that feeling. I want to be the one up there doing that and just looking at you with my eyes and my mind's eye, and I'm just beaming on you, and I'm just like, yeah, bitch, I'm playing you good, huh? Like,
I feel like that's okay how you felt at the show a couple nights ago, bro. Like, like he performed at the Loom Back to School Bash, and
2 nights ago.
This man, I'm gonna post all the pictures to try to tonight, like with all the ones I got. But like this man, the boy, he just brought like all the boys on stage. And it was just amazing seeing all that energy on there. Like, you brought the red light down when You're a Legend came on. You switched on the jerseys and stuff, bro. Like, I just like seeing that, man. Like it was dope, bro. That show was amazing, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I tried to like make that felt like a special show to me because
mm-hmm.
it was the first show I was doing for Loom. It's in my in the city where I live and where I run my studio, and it was just like with all the gang.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like
all the gang,
and it was at the Majestic Theater, which is like a nice venue. Yeah,
very
like,
very nice venue. Shout out to Majestic.
Yeah, we're about to make this one count. You know what I'm saying?
For real. Because like I just like it's just the energy that you and everybody was giving on stage, and like especially because you had Ryan on there. And you had Ronnie on there too, playing the air instruments.
And then we snuck in Michael Wilmot.
Yeah,
alto
bro.
sax.
I was like, oh man, just hearing all that wind.
3 horns in a hip hop set, fire. And we had Zisco DJing.
Mm-hmm. Shout out, he was amazing. He was playing some bops.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my god.
Zisco, I just like him because he's just always in the best of energy.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like
always
playing that house music in the back in between sets and just like fucking.
Mm-hmm. That boy like he was part of Daft Punk. That shit was crazy. Like, cause like it was crazy. Like that was the first show that I've been into. Like especially well, I haven't been back to Madison in a minute.
Right.
And for that being the first show that I've been to, like being back there, and especially seeing you killing it there, like that shit definitely like left a stamp in my head.
Yeah, it was a good time, man.
It was a very good time.
We got to go do that.
And like it's just crazy because like I've been hearing like all these like I've been hearing a lot of mixed feelings about Loom.
Yeah.
You were the big one that obviously like opened it up to my eyes more and like showed me that it was a way better app.
I'm an advocate. I'm an ambassador.
It's just like I've been like just hearing mixed situations and then actually going to an event.
I'm gonna be honest too. Like I've heard mixed things, but the things no one anytime like I ask somebody why they don't like Loom, it always comes down to a personal problem that they have with somebody that made Loom or something like that. And I'm just like,
it was the same.
That's not good enough for me. Like
honestly,
I'm sorry, like that means nothing. That you're talking about a problem you have with a person, not a problem you have with the platform
and the product that you're using.
Yeah, like anybody that says Loom isn't working or isn't helping or it isn't the move, bro, they're smoking dick, bro. Because
I've been hearing that.
You're smoking dick, bro.
So much more
I'm sorry, bro. Like I'm doing just great
dick.
on Loom. I'm doing fucking fantastic. In fact, Loom is the largest following I have on any social media platform. And I've been using social media for years and years and years.
Same.
Okay, I've been using this one for like 1. And guess what? It's already like exponentially bigger. So,
like, would you say that Loom has like helped you out more than any other app that you've used for your music?
100%.
Ooh, okay.
100%, without a doubt.
Cause I like SoundCloud was like a big thing for a while, but then they like kind of died down.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, whatever. SoundCloud did okay. Yeah, SoundCloud,
they were doing all right.
Yeah, it was a thing for a minute. I wasn't at a point in my music career, bro, where it was gonna work for me.
I feel you. Yep.
And like I just honestly I had a ways to go yet before I was like gonna blow up.
I feel you.
And like so now, that Loom is here. Like, number one, it was made by some homies from the Madison area,
which I didn't know. First of all,
it was developed at
he
UW
told me that. Which I thought that was first of all amazing. I was like, okay, cool.
So
now,
like
that
just adds
like
so much to it. Like,
I thought someone from like somewhere in Arizona or like Las Vegas made this shit, and I was like, oh, they just fucking with niggas here. Like, okay, cool. Like,
and like,
okay, like
and the thing is like I know them dudes, to see them and get to know who they are.
Oh shit. Hold on. Exactly. This just happens every time this turns off.
You're still good? We good?
Yeah, we good. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just to see them and get to know them, and like them getting to know me, and like us sharing one another's vision with each other.
Yep.
Bro, like I see what they're trying to do. They're a bunch of boys.
I saw what they were trying to do too. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was like, but I fuck with it. I fuck with it heavy.
They're really not in this shit for money, bro.
They're not,
and that's that's such an important thing because they see that there's a problem in the economy of
Madison, you would say?
No.
With
the economics of like musicians and making a living.
Oh,
with
okay.
And then they seen a problem with streaming, and they see how the problem relates to all the same type of aspect. So they've decided to fill a need in the universe. And if you're gonna help anyone, bro, help the fucking people that are gonna that fill people's souls. You know, like if we can't, bro, like musicians deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for them to, like, spend years of their life and spend all their money on equipment and instruments and lessons and practicing and being vulnerable to spill their fucking heart out for people and to make us feel better about the fucking hard life that we live. Like, gee, they're from Wisconsin, bro. They're not in this shit for money, bro. They're in this.
They can't hear me right now? Okay, they can hear me now. This will all be edited out. I'm just going to say that right now. Like, it's a live stream for Facebook, so yeah, just remember that.
It took a lot more
like, exactly. It is. Come on now. But yeah, okay, so back to what we were talking about. Yeah. Okay, so you a legend.
Yeah, you know it, boy.
This guy. I low-key wanted to like play the video when we were talking about this, but like I'll try to pull it up in a second. Right. But just bro, first tell me the process of how you even got that. Like them to even allow you to go in that bitch.
Right on.
Because when I saw that, I was like, what the God? Wow. Like, okay, yeah, go.
How I got the.
Yeah, how you even able to even get the gig to let you.
Yeah,
go in there.
So like low key, I owe all of that to two people. To
shout them out.
Yeah, Rebecca Boss Lady Barber, the DJ at 89.9, and more so DJ Bone, because number one, I started like when I made that song, I made it at the Loom Retreat, and I was like surrounded by legendary people. And I was just like, I came up with that song and recorded it there.
Okay,
and then. In my brain, I was just like, damn, I like this song. I was like, damn, what would be the most legendary thing I could do for a video? Because I was just like, this has a legendary thump, legendary vibe. Like,
exactly.
What's the most legendary shit I could possibly do? And I just imagined myself like dancing on the W at Camp Randall, like the Wisconsin Badgers logo right there. And I was like, and I was thinking, I'm like,
dope, man. Like,
and I'm literally thinking, I'm like, well, you know, like I know a lot of people. Like, I know a lot of people.
So let me make some calls real quick.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
The first people I asked were like the Loom homies because they graduated from UW.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah, true.
And they were like, yeah, we'll see what we can do or whatever. I didn't really hear nothing back from them, and I just kept like asking people like, yo, do you know anybody that works for the college? Or, like, do you think we could get in there? And then Boss Lady was like, yo, hit up DJ Bone. And immediately I was like, I knew he worked for the university, and I was just like, damn, that's the best idea ever. So I hit up DJ Bone, and then DJ Bone was like, yeah, he was like, bro, I've been waiting for somebody to ask me to do this shit.
Ooh,
I was like, G, I'm gonna send you the song right now, bro. Like, I was like, bro, if we can make this happen, like, when could we do it? And he was like,
I like that, man. I like someone that's ready. Like,
yeah,
he
was ready. He was ready as fuck. And he was literally like, yeah, he was like, we could probably do it this Saturday. And I called Matt because Matt's like on a tight schedule. Like,
well, yeah. You
know, Bone's on a tight schedule. Like, I'm not. All I do is make music. I'm just like, all right, Matt, yo, it's Saturday.
I'm bringing it up. Y'all gonna watch it while we talking.
It was fucking football season. And luckily, they had an away. It was Saturday.
Okay.
During football season.
And that's what's crazy. Like, that's wild. Like, what the fuck?
And they had an away game.
Ooh, perfect timing.
Matt was free and DJ Bone were both free to do it that day. I was just like, we're doing it. I was like, let's go.
I like that.
We literally popped up. Boom.
He said, call that Destiny?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, okay.
DJ Bone fucking, you know, walked us right onto the field. No one was there. We fucking shot the whole fucking video. And then we went to the Kohl Center where he does light and sound for the basketball games. So we get in there. He's
call
like,
that a free hookup.
Kohl Center. It's blacked out.
Okay.
You know, he's like, here, I'm gonna turn on the lights. Boom. throws on the lights, so it's all dark. You know when it gets dark in a basketball game?
Yeah,
and then the NCAA, they got the Wisconsin Badgers logo like flying around. Like
Okay.
There's a couple different lights, and you'll see them in the video.
Here, I'm gonna just make it full screen so they can just watch it while we talking.
Yep, and then so you can see it in the video, and then he was
like this.
He goes.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna play it on the. He goes. I'm gonna. I was like, I'm gonna play it over the speakers. So he plays the song over the speakers while we're filming the rest of the video.
Okay.
At the Kohl Center, and then he's like, "Hey, watch this." He said, "Look at the shot clock." He turns the shot clock to say 4:20.
Oh, that because when I saw that, I was like, I was watching the video and then they were showing it, and I was like, what the, bro? I was like, oh, that's sick, bro. That was just dope as hell.
And then I was like, all right, so we're just gonna like do a bunch of archive footage and show the come up of me. Like,
oh yeah, obviously, always. See, like that's just like what, and you swagged out in the Kid Super, like, oh man,
nothing but.
Oh man, shout out Kid Super, by the way. God damn it,
man.
Up. Swagging the boy out.
Yeah, that was like me in the basement recording Chief 2 and shit.
I like the fucking sky changing and everything, man.
Yeah.
This was what fucked with me. When you did that, I was like, oh god, that's sick. That was raw as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just me, like playing music on my journey to like being better and better.
For real, man.
Like that's Kid Super right there. Like
when you made this song, did you think that you were gonna like have an extravagant video for like this?
Yeah, as soon as I made it, I was just like flooding with ideas of like what I was gonna do.
I like that.
See, so like in the basketball, you see the lights moving around, like
that was sick. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
This like
it said big 6. It said Big 10 on the ground and shit. So it was like that's the team tunnel too for the basketball.
That was dope. I like that. That was sick.
Yeah.
Please go watch this. Go watch this video if y'all haven't.
YouTube.com/608Trayce TRAYCE.
Please. Yep. It's in the description. So just click on it. You'll be able to see it.
And that was like footage of me and Belize and shit with the homies.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you play a lot of instruments.
Yeah, I just like to make music. I
love that. I
will play anything that can like I just want to contribute to the song.
Mm-hmm.
Like no matter how it is. Like I don't care what it is.
What'd you say has been the hardest instrument for you to learn?
Shit, instruments are hard to learn, bro.
Yeah.
Like no lie.
I tried the guitar when I was like 13.
I started.
This is a lot of notes. I
started with drums, so I learned just like beats first.
Like, okay, yep. See that I wanted to do percussion. I feel you, bro. I feel you.
And then I just like always if I always see the piano, I would always sit down at it and try to play with it.
Same.
And then I just started playing guitar like 2 years ago when I was traveling on the road and my homies were playing guitars and I was just like low key, like they were just back there like playing little background music, sounded so good. And I was just like, man, I should be doing that, bro. I'm a musician. Like I do music. Like so now, like I just pretty much play anything I can. Once I master like guitar and piano mainly, like drums I kind of like already got. I've definitely got to get a little better, but I got the basics. Once I get the full scope on like guitar and piano, then I'm gonna like try one that I can blow through.
Oh, okay. I feel you.
Maybe like an alto or some shit.
Oh yeah. I was gonna.
Or like harmonica. I've always wanted to play harmonica too.
Do you think that being, because I have a very big opinion about rappers, right? Or just artists in general. Like, I fuck with you if you know how to rap, but it's way more either professional in my head or just way better if you actually understand music. Like, a lot of these niggas that come out don't understand or know music.
Bro, most of these rappers don't know shit.
That's what they don't know notes. They don't know like percussion. They don't know like all like the shit that you like actual musicians have to know.
And, like,
and it's disappointing to me, kinda.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep it real, Like at the end of the day, if you got an ear, that's all that really matters.
Yep.
Because if you know what sounds good and what don't, you're in
most
there like
niggas don't have that though.
True. But
like that's what blows me. Like it is.
But like figure me, and I don't know if Roddy Ricch knows anything about music or not. But like take a Roddy Ricch, like
he's about to eat.
He might not know shit about no musical notes or no staffs but he can finesse his voice to sound really swaggy on the beat, like really like.
That's why I like Lil Uzi. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
I like his voice. I like his voice.
You got an ear, and you just have an ear for what sounds good. At the end of the day, if it sounds good, it's good. So, but yeah, I think like if you. like a person like me, I'm gonna have longevity in this business no matter what.
Yep.
Because I don't just rap. I produce. I make music. I create music from nothing. I record and engineer. I have
He said the young Travis Scott.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of skills pertaining to the creation and developing of music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like.
See, like that's why I like you so much, because like that, because like it's the same reason for why I like Tyler so much. Like Tyler understands the music to a T, and so do you, because you actually like instead of just learning how to rap, you actually learn how to play music.
I don't
like,
show up and record. Like
yes,
I'm in the studio all day, like while the people come in and out that are recording.
Yup. He said with a guitar in his lap, just strumming that bitch, just like making something. Like I feel you.
It all came down to me being from Beloit. And me knowing what I wanted to accomplish and what I could accomplish, and then just not having people that were as hungry as me, that saw the vision like me, that believed in themselves, or just wanted to do that type of shit. But I started rapping and I wanted to record, so I figured out how to record. And then I seen this dude doing all these buttons and making this shit sound good, and I had to learn mixing. And then I was like, oh fuck, like I know recording and mixing and writing songs, but like I don't know how to, play music. So it's like, started playing music. And it's like, okay. And I started making beats first, really.
Okay.
I was like, all right, I need to make my own beats. So I started making beats. And then I started like realizing that beat making and producing were two different things. But I was already engineering and shit. So like production came really naturally to me. And that's why when people ask me what I am, I either say an artist or a producer, because that's what I am.
No, definitely.
I work with the music and the artist and produce the song. I work with all the counterparts. I didn't just make the beat and then let somebody record and do all that shit on it. Like I made the beat and then we recorded.
Yeah, it took time into it.
And I continued to produce it in the studio and mix it until it was where I wanted it to be.
So would you say it'd be better for an artist to learn also how to produce?
100%.
Like,
I'm gonna be real, G. Like, there's no excuse for people not to, bro. Like, number one, don't you want to have the most influence over your sound? Yep. Number two, the technology, it wasn't available back then. Now it's available. Anybody can make beats. Anybody can get a little program and download some sound packs. And you got to be creative. That's what this is all about. And number three, like, you're just going to spend way more money and own way less of the rights to your music unless you do. Like, can you count to 4? Can you beat on the table? Then you can make beats, bro.
That is true.
You just don't want to put in the work. You don't want to be patient. And, you wanna just like hear a beat and then rap some shit and then that's a song. But instead of creating it and then like really letting that idea develop and like letting the shit take 24 hours to complete. Like,
that's true.
Like all together,
Yep. So, would you say that there has been any time in your music career where there has like either been you thought it wasn't going to work, or you just said, like, I just don't want to do this anymore? Has there ever been those moments in your path?
I mean, not really.
Oh,
not really.
Ooh.
Not for me.
Okay.
There's definitely times where you're like, damn, like
is this shit really gonna be anything?
How long is it gonna take me to do this?
Yes,
like,
for real.
When am I really gonna like even these days I'm like just waiting on my break, bro. Like,
Yep.
Like I'm still, but that's all on me and me getting my business right. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm working on every day. It's just like further and further getting my business right and building my fan base and fucking, creating dope, timeless shit that people want to fuck with.
That is true.
And marketing it. Like, that's the hardest thing for me, is just like getting out there, getting exposed to the amounts of people that I need to be exposed to. But I was never like, I don't want to do like music is just something that's a part of me, bro. And the creation of it, like, it's that one thing that I found that I started doing when I was young enough.
Yep.
To where it was like, like some people fucking, they go wakeboarding all the time. By the time they're, they go on vacations a lot with their parents. Like that's one of their things that they're just like, that's their thing. They go wakeboarding every summer because that's what they fuck with. And it's like, I started making music and I had a project and more projects and more projects and more projects, bro. Like, making music is like what I do. It's just me.
It's like breathing, boy.
Yeah. Like everyone, that's how everyone knows me, is they know me as that dude that was making music. Like even from Beloit, like where I grew up, like people know me as like I was rapping and skateboarding.
That's dope. I like that.
So that's just part of who I am. It's the big, huge parts of my brand. Like the visual of my brand.
Would you say that it's always best to make yourself a brand while you're like coming into the music game?
Yeah, and I didn't fully understand it at first. Like
when did you?
I mean, Lil Chief and 420 Crew, I was gonna like take that and run with that.
That's what I was saying. Cause like that, like that's what I thought. Like the whole like Lil Chief name wasn't correlated. That's why I liked it so much. Cause I was 420 Crew. He was Lil Chief, and I was like, oh, I like that. Like
that's the thing. It's like I understood it in ways of like people recognizing it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I did it, and people correlating with it. But I didn't realize like how I could box myself in with that one.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I feel you.
I didn't want to box myself in too hard with that one.
Yeah, because I was thinking about
I'm the white Wiz Khalifa, and that's it. You know?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was, at first
said the white dreaded
so
Juicy
bad,
J.
but
You know what it is?
motherfuckers get to growing up. You know, I'm about to be 28 in a couple of days, bro. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, I'm just like, I didn't want to box myself in with that one. I'm a very multifaceted, multi-sided artist, and I don't want to trick people into thinking I'm not.
So when did you ended up, what made you made the transition over to 608Trayce?
Because when I talk to people in real life, it wasn't like, yo, hey, what's good? I'm Lil Chief. It's like, hey, what's up? I'm Trace. You know,
so you never led with your stage name first?
Not really. Once in a while I did, but every time I did,
I did that at the show, low key. I ain't even gonna lie. I did that at the show. Whenever people asked my name, I was like, yeah, I'm pro no one.
Yeah, we talked about that though, and I told you to do that.
Yeah, that's exactly why I did it.
I literally told you to do that.
Yep, I was like, that's smart.
And I did that because of why I changed my name to 608Trayce is because people know me by my name.
Mm-hmm.
I like my name. I've always introduced myself that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you only know one fucking Trace.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's
I
like,
actually know two now in Beloit.
All right.
Like the dude that owns Dog World.
Oh, shit.
His name is Trace as well.
Shout out to Trace. I
ended up figuring that out.
Yeah, but I actually I was in Atlanta and doing a pop up with Kid Super, and I met Sunny Digital at.
Shout out!
We did it was also like a collab with like a album release party for Fat Man Key.
Okay.
Your Key, yeah, his album 777. It was lit, and a lot of the Atlanta scene was there. Sunny Digital was there. He grabbed me. He literally like grabbed me by my neck. It was like, yo. He was like, "What you do, man?" He's like, "I know you gotta be into some cool shit or something." Like,
I think.
And I was like, "Yeah, I produce music, shit." And I was like, he was like, and then he started telling. We just got to talking and shit, and he was telling me the importance of a brand.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Bro, like we go in the studios, we don't even know how to use none of that shit in there. We just hook up to the aux cord with the laptop and make beats." He was literally like, bro, like it's
looking like too much.
And it goes back to what we were just talking about, people not knowing music and like engineering and like production and all this.
Yeah.
So or whatever, you know, have you. And he basically was like, yeah, he was like, honestly, he was like, it's all about your brand, bro. He said it. He literally he dropped me a little gem. He said it's about how people know you. It's about your name. I thought about that for a long time. And I thought, like, people don't know me as Lil Chief. Like, yeah, people that are already my fans do.
Yep.
But a lot of people that just know me because they know me or whatever.
Yep. That's why I'm happy you passed the gem. That's why I'm happy you passed that gem. That's why I respect you so much, man. Like,
and I low key, I put the 608 in front of it because I'm from Beloit, Janesville area, but I lived my whole adult life in Madison.
I feel him. I feel him on that.
I'm the first hip hop artist from our area to do a lot of shit.
Yep.
And 608 is just kind of like that. It's a cultural thing within hip hop, like where you're from and shit. So 608, if it had a bounce 608, like
I like that. It does.
You know,
it low-key does.
You know, I get to put on for the city. I get to be who I am. You know, and people know me by my name, and it's just like, yeah, it's all those things.
True.
It resonates more deeply with my core brand.
Yep. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, like correlation to the other question I had. When could you say was a time where you like have you experienced a time where you were like, this shit's gonna blow up and I know that this is going to happen? Have you like when did you come to that when did you come to that conclusion?
Man, bro, I've had a lot of those, honestly.
Ooh, okay.
I've had a lot of those all the time, and I'm just like, gee, like this shit's crazy, G. Like,
yup.
You can't tell me motherfuckers not finna make it, G. Like so much shit. When you find yourself surrounded by legends all the time, what does that say about you?
That's a quote of the night. I wish I could put that up on the fucking screen right here. Like, you're like, God damn, like, God damn it,
know,
these just got this
like,
guy right here, man.
You know, not to like not, you know, to be modest and not to brag or none of that. It's
Bro,
just like
it's just like toot your horn, nigga. Like,
you recognize,
I be wanting niggas to toot their horns.
You
Go ahead,
bro. Like, you know, we got one of the hottest hip hop recording studios in the city. Mm-hmm. You know, we're working with the hottest talent in the city.
Yep.
And elsewhere. We have a global network. Mm-hmm. You know, we're set up to win, bro. All the things that's like everything that's going on, we already got. You know, we're deep in the game, bro.
That's true.
You know, like everyone on my team, we spread out, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, with our network and like what's going on. Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, it's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers invested their whole lives in this shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like I got like $30,000 in recording equipment and musical equipment, like easy. You know, easy. And that's you know, that's
I got about.
I didn't get all that 50. Shit overnight, bro. Like, I got that shit over the course of a long fucking time. Mm-hmm. 10 years. Been doing this shit for 10 years, you know. I have a degree in audio engineering, you know, like
that's beautiful.
My whole life was positioned and set up to succeed and achieve things in this lane.
Where'd you go to? You went to school at MI? MMI before, yeah, man. How did you feel about it closing down when they decided to close it down?
Man, like MMI was great because it was a space that was unlike anything that the city had ever really seen.
I
like,
missed that place.
The hardware, just the experience you could get with the equipment alone was just like pretty priceless. Mm-hmm. And there was professors there with some accolades and whatever, but me personally, I didn't feel a very strong connection with any of my professors.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't talk to any of them anymore.
You feel like in a school environment you have to have that good, like a good connection with your teachers and stuff like that?
Yeah, I don't really know how you're gonna like truly succeed if you don't, because like the biggest thing that college and really doing anything offered me was personal relationships with people.
Okay.
So like college, people succeed after they go to college because they have professors and colleagues in college that succeeded and have opportunities that they can also be a part of or whatever. Like, that's just how the world works.
Okay.
Like, things don't happen. People make things happen.
You need to chill with these quotes. Bro, that's the second. God damn it. Like, I'm going to edit that on the screen when I go through this. Like, God damn, man. Dropping all types of fire. You need to put on a shirt or something. Like, it is. Like, shit. But, like, so what's your opinion about college? Should you go to college? Should you spend that money? Should because you know that whole talk about you don't gotta go to college to make it or anything like that, or like you don't need it, it's just a money grab. Like, how do you feel about it?
I mean,
coming from someone that's obviously been in college.
If any of you guys fuck with Gary V, I kind of share his.
I do. I ain't gonna lie. Yes,
yeah, he's the goat. He's the goat.
He's fucking goat.
Gary V, I fuck with because in his viewpoint, which is pretty much just like if you already know what you want to do.
Yep.
You know, and you just start working. Like, get your fucking ass busy.
That's what I feel like college is like that place where if you don't know, they can show you what you can do.
And
or
it's
something like that.
Dude, and if you did good in high school and you got like a full ride somewhere, but fuck yeah, take
advantage
of that shit.
Oh shit,
like,
hell yeah, bro.
Have that experience, you know. Have that
definitely
experience, do that shit or whatever. But it's like, if college is something that like you should only be going to college if you want to go to college.
Yep.
Period. If you feel like college is gonna benefit you, you're gonna gain skills and connections and all this shit, and you know you got a good fucking go to college. But like me personally, if I ever did go back to college, it would have to be because A, I'm not paying for it. B,
shit, my man.
You know,
can I get a full ride somewhere?
I'm not getting in any debt for that shit.
Boy, fuck.
You know, or like
nothing.
You know.
So your tuition is like 15 grand. Huh? No, you can keep that, G. I'll shake his hand and be like, you can keep that, G. I'll be out. I'll see you later.
It's mainly just about you. If you want to do it, you feel like it would be good for you, then fucking do it. Or you have no idea what you want to do, but you still want to be successful. Yeah, like do that to figure something out. Whatever. But don't feel like you got to do it for nobody else because you don't.
Yeah, that is true. I definitely take that a lot from
Everyone's family situation is different though too, and that's the biggest thing.
Exactly. It's always a family situation that if you can literally take that to heart or not. Like
that's the thing. Like if you're depending on your parents and they're like, no, you're going to fucking college.
Yeah, like no, you better get the fuck in that car.
Depending on your parents, and
and
then decide that you don't want to do that.
That's why I've always respected Gary Vee when he said, if you're not willing to at least spend like a year or so on your best friend's couch to have what you're doing succeed, then you don't truly love it.
Right.
You don't truly want to do it. Because I had to do that. That's how I'm here.
I'm in my basement right now.
Yeah, like for bro. Like you don't really love it if you ain't down to go through the nitty gritty to have it be something.
Straight up.
Like I feel like you need that. Yeah. You at least
it'll remind you why you grind so hard and do the things that you fucking do.
Ooh, that and low key when they end up getting there, boy, you end up puffing your chest out a little bit like, okay, I'm here, nigga, what's good? Like
you feel good when you take on more responsibility and then you uphold that responsibility.
Yep.
You fucking grow as a person.
You definitely do.
You know what I'm saying?
It's amazing.
So
it's amazing.
Great.
So like, last thing, so like you got anything new? Got anything new coming out, boy? Like what's good on that? What's the new material looking like?
Yeah, so I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So
I know y'all heard that.
Subscribe.
I know y'all heard that.
YouTube.com/608.
If you didn't hear that, you lying.
T.R.A.Y.C.E. Trace.
Repeat it again. I know they listen.
YouTube.com/608Trayce. T.R.A.Y.C.E.
I'm looking at y'all because y'all better be following.
And yeah, I have a couple more videos in the stash that I'm gonna drop.
He has showed me. He has.
So yeah,
y'all in for some treats.
The next one is honestly like, if anything, it's like an ode to the city, Beloit, Wisconsin, because it's a collaboration between 3 Beloit artists and a director from Beloit. So it's me, Taz Raw, Big Dog Moolah, directed by Matt Nemitz.
Ooh, shout out.
And it was shot all in the 608. It was shot mostly in Beloit, but a little bit in Madison. And yeah, it's just like it's dope. It was produced by me.
Cause when you showed me that video, man, cause I can definitely see from that video, and then you didn't show me that one, but you showed me that you was like working on it and shit like that. Yep. I see it, boy.
Yep. Drone footage.
I freaked out. I freaked out when he showed me that. It was funny. It was heartwarming. It was dope. Like it was cool. Like that when you doing the money tree and shit like that. Like it felt like a movie. It literally felt like a short film.
Yeah,
like
that one
honestly.
Too. Yeah. So a couple of those. I got an album in the chamber too. It's just like chilling on ice. It's done. I just I need to get some album artwork for it.
Can you say what it is? Can you say the name of it?
Yeah, sure. It's Deep in It.
Deep in It.
It's called Deep in It.
Ooh, okay,
yeah, and it's it was Deep in It was the most naturally occurring body of work I've ever done.
Please explain. Please explain.
Yeah, it was produced by me and Brazen 88 Brazen.
Shout out.
Yeah, my boy Seth. He made all the beats pretty much. Like I just like arranged them and like mixed it down and shit.
Love it.
But he actually came through. So a mutual friend of ours owns the skate shop on State Street down the street from my studio. It's called Freedom Skate Shop.
Yup, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So that's Sheffy owns
Shout
that.
out.
Sheffy owns that. Shout out to Sheffy because Sheffy was like, "Yo, you should get up with Seth, bro. Like he makes cool beats and shit. You guys pretty much be doing the same shit."
Ooh.
And I was like, "All right,
you got so many connects, man."
And I knew it. And then he was telling Seth to like get up with me. He was like, "Trey's got the studio." Like,
yeah.
So we just bumped into each other one day. We're like, let's go to the studio and see if like we can make a couple tracks or whatever. We're like, let's make like 3 to 5 songs and just like see how that does us, right?
Nice.
Because he showed me some of his beats and I was like actually surprised at how good they were. And then that 3 to 5 songs just turned into like fucking like 12. And then so
I love that kind of shit though.
Bro,
I love it. Like,
bro, and we completed the album like pretty much like entirely from like inception, which he brought over this old school fucking Korg Electro Bright drum machine. Like it had like 2 preamplifiers.
Is that the one you told me about when we were at your studio?
Yeah.
Ooh,
it's an old school
okay.
red drum machine. Literally, the beats aren't made in the computer. You make them on the drum machine, and
that's so dope.
We recorded the samples in, and then I like arranged them.
I like that.
I like that. Added all type of shit, but yeah, so we made it, the whole project on that drum machine. So none of these beats that on this album were made in a computer at all. They were just like finished in a computer. But
I was gonna ask you, like, can you say like your favorite song that you made on the new project? Maybe the camera turned off again. Sorry, technical difficulties. Like I said, all these texts are gonna be edited out. They're gonna be edited out.
Are we back online?
Yeah, just make it full screen. Shout out to my girlfriend Desiree. She's doing an amazing job.
Yo,
with this
shout out
camera work.
Desiree.
Her name is Burger Isle. That I'm trying to make her a Twitch and everything. But like, no, come on now. She don't want to do it, bro. Like it's fun. It is like, come on now. You be back. It's not moving. Okay. Yeah, it might just take some time. Yeah.
We back online?
Okay, yeah, we back.
But yeah, favorite song on the project. Really hard, honestly, to say what the favorite song is. I performed one of them at the show the other night. Okay. Stop at the Stove.
Stop at it, boy. My bad if I was supposed to do that cue of bringing the phone on.
That's okay.
Someone had the phone already in their hands, and I was like, okay, I guess it's out of my hands.
I did. Because when I got on stage and then realized like we snuck Michael Wilmot on, and then the other two, I was like, there's a lot of people on stage.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, I don't know if we can fit Kelly up here with the phone, like without bumping into some other.
Yeah, and I'm like running around getting pictures and videos. And just like, God damn it, like it was fun. Like I low key, that's the main thing I appreciated about you bringing me that day is because that was my first time doing like press work for anybody.
That was sick. You got the media pass. You was
yeah,
back there,
bro. Like I felt official. I thank you for making me feel that way. It was dope. Like I low key liked. I liked the running around feeling, like having to be like, oh shit, he's performing. Like, oh, I gotta get down there, like and get ready. Like I like that. Like it made me feel like I want to do that more, man. So like,
we're proud of this shit.
If you ever need that again, bro. If you ever need me to do some shit like that again, I got you.
I got you. Bro, to me,
I might live stream the next event you at. Shit.
I may be a music producer, but I'm working to help produce videos. I'm developing artists and helping them brand themselves. I'm getting good. I'm mentoring people in the business of music. Like I have a lot of fucking experience, G.
And that's amazing to hear.
To me, as a person, like the people that I want to work with are the people that are passionate about the work, that want to do the work, that they don't look at this shit as work, bro. Because this shit, we love to do this shit. Like we live to do this shit. So if you don't have that same fire, like fucking like peace out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like so you even saying that is like, you know, real recognize real, dog.
Bro,
like
you know, thank you for even bringing me there, bro. Like that shit, like that was one of the most fun nights I've had in a while. So I was like, and even though like, cause it didn't even feel like work for me. Like I was having a good time. Like I had a drink in my hand. I was taking pictures. Like and I enjoy doing that. Like I enjoy taking pictures and videos. And for the fact that like you just been like, bro, if you down to take pictures for me, like I was like, let's do it. Like I'm down to bring. Like I was like, bro, like just for you even hitting me up about that, I was like, I felt honored. I felt so fucking honored. Like this man is definitely putting a lot of people on. He definitely got me a lot of connects when I was out there. Like.
And that's the other thing. Like that's like I love that shit.
Are we back? Okay.
We're back online.
I'm gonna keep apologizing for this. This is the first interview of 2020. I'm editing all that out.
But the show
I don't care
goes
how long
on.
it takes.
The show goes on.
All right, but yes. For the end of all this is what I usually do for all of us that come on here. If you want to talk more about any new projects, songs, shout out anybody, say your social media, all that. Go ahead. Do it right now.
All right.
Do it right now.
Shout out my
Put
mama.
the camera on him.
Shout out my mama. Shout out my
Always.
granny. R.I.P. Kobe Bryant and his
Yes,
mom.
bro. Yo, put it on both of us real quick. I'm so sorry, bro. Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant and his fucking daughter, because they both died in that goddamn plane, helicopter crash. Oh my God, bro.
Straight up.
Like,
I just had to speak on that because that just happened.
Oh man,
that's tragic.
Yeah, rest in peace. But put it back on him. Yeah, keep going, sir. Keep going.
Yeah. Shout out God. You know what I'm saying? He lives within each and every one of us, and therefore we can do all things.
Shout out Buddha too.
That we can see in our mind. And I'm truly believe everyone just needs to spend a little bit more time on their spirit and developing that relationship with themselves and with God, because that's what's gonna help you through them times. You know what I'm saying? So shout out my whole team, Ryan McCrum, Taz Raw, Chaos New Money. Shout out to Camera Gods. Shout out Matt Nemitz. Shout out, man. All the talented and hardworking artists, man. Seriously, we're right there with you. We working every day, and just keep doing what you love, and just keep doing your best, man. And working on you. Straight up.
So yeah, I guess it's time for us, y'all. This is Pronobi 1 here with the local artisan. Got our homeboy Trayce, 608Trayce. Thank you for being on here, man. I deeply appreciate you coming on, bro. I've been waiting for this. First interview of 2020.
Yep. 608Trayce.com, 608Trayce on everything.
Follow every. I'm going to stare at y'all again. Make sure y'all follow it. Is that all of it?
608.
608. 608. All right, end it off.